Good morning again, everybody. How are you doing this morning? Everything great? You're wonderfully made. Everything is good. This morning we want to talk about how to stop the fallen angel from taking over. Now, this is not just taking over the earth now. It's taking over your community. It's taking away your home from you, making you homeless. One of the huge trend I see today, one of the things we see today, okay, is that if you look around, the fallen angel, and I see this all over Decatur, Georgia, I see it in New York as well, where the fallen angel are making black people lose their homes. So in your community, one of the things where the number one thing they do is to depress your community. You know that they have the hierarchy of fallen angel, right? And the fallen angel will set up over a certain province. They cut up the earth into different fractions. Okay, it's like a gangster. You know those gangster movie? Just think of it as a gangster movie, because that's how they operate. Yeah, and they love to think of themselves as gangsters. Oh, that's the fallen angel, right? So what they will do is that they love power, they're full of ego, right? So what they do, they will set up territories over all the earth, okay? Now, what are the things that you're seeing? You can follow me on this and just hear me out. If you look into the black people community, I'm going to show you trends what happening to black people and make you see who is behind it. If you look into the black people communities, we're going to start with the community first. You notice that our communities are drug laden, because you will see the IMF, we call it the feds. You see them have documentaries and them putting drug in all them so that black people go on drugs. No, that's them they're operating through people, right, to get that done. And then on top of that, what they'll do and what they're doing is that they operate in us as well. You see, one of the things they don't want you to know is that they're in you, okay? Remember, they're spirit. They go in and they go out of you. They control it. How do they work spells? They have to be on that person for that spell to operate in them, because they make up a network as well in every single one of us. The reason why we cannot address this whole thing, because we've been taught that they cannot go into you, okay? Unless you open yourself up to it, which is a lie. That's the first thing you got to understand, because I'm going to prove to you that it's a lie. Because all black people, and it's not just the black people, they go into every single race anyway, but they do different things to get what them agenda done. Now, I wanted to focus on, I'm going to address certain aspect will affect our life, okay? Because they're fighting us more than anybody else. Why? Because you are God creation, and you know that's a fact. Because if you're not God creation, then they wouldn't be fighting you, because there's no need to fight you, okay? It's just like, if it's some people and I'm not saying that God don't prosper us, because God does it and He take care of us whether we want to or not. He does. Okay? But I'm gonna just show you how they operate and what's been wrong with us. They want to take over the earth and they want to give it to their bloodline, because this is two bloodlines on the earth. The fallen angel bloodline are the people that God created from Adam and Eve bloodline. Okay? Now, what they do, where you're going to see it in Africa, okay? Okay, you'll see it in the Caribbean. You're going to look and see the same trend. When it comes to black people, no matter where we are being, one, oppressed, two, kept down. And how do they do it? Even though we see physical people operating and doing it, it's really not happening in the physical world. It's happening in the spiritual world. Because the person who is actually carrying the act out is only carrying it out because the spirit is in them. And the spirit manipulate them to do it. Okay? Okay, because the spirit can operate through any person. Only when you are a God-filled person And even you, the spirit can still operate through. That's why you stay prayed up. That's why you keep praying. That's why you do fast and pray so they cannot control you. And you fill your spirit yourself up with God's spirit. Because your body is a house. It's a temple. The temple of God. But if you're not filling yourself up, that's why the Yahushua give you an example of the guy who they cast the demonic force out of his body. And them say when the spirit come out of the man and he go forth into the wilderness, in the dry places, and him go and him get 7 more or 10 more spirit, I don't remember the number correct right now, that is much stronger. And they come back and they come back and take over the house. Okay? So he's giving you an example of what's been taking place. So if you have your house and for instance, you clean it out, I mean, you're trying to get rid of all the bad spirits. But you have to now fill up your house with a good spirit, which is God's spirit. So when you pray, you got to say, Father, fill me up with all of your spirit. And then you name them. That way they cannot operate within you because that spirit is going to take over to control. Okay? God's spirit is going to temper it down to where you can overcome it. Okay? God's spirit, and this is just from experience, they will take over. Okay? That they cannot get it operate within you. Okay? Now, I want to talk about how, and first of all, you have to know what's wrong in order to get it fixed. If you look, you see, the black people losing up home, they work hard. They come out of slavery, they work very hard, and the one thing you work to do is to buy yourself a home, put a roof over your head. But what Satan and the fallen angel does is that they start creating all kind of problem for you. If you're paying a mortgage, they make them charge you because their bloodline is the one who operating it. And even if it wasn't their bloodline, they will still go into that person and get them to charge you more because them control the person. Okay, we're going to address how you take care of that in a minute. But I just want to outline it to you so that you can see what's been going on and how to address it. We're going to address the prison and this prison system because they use that as a business. They're using us to make money, okay? So I'm going to get back to the prison system. I'm just dealing with your situation, with your job and your home and how to keep those things, okay? Right now I see them have it where you can't even run a business, or them actually try to kill you, or they kill you, or them just make it cannot operate. Okay? Oh, you're done? Okay. Yeah, or they just make sure that they cannot operate, okay? Okay? Now, one of the things you got to understand that, prayer overcome that all. You reading the Psalms, which is a word, and quoting the words. And I give you certain words that the Yahushua himself give you too that you can use. Every time you're at a business meeting, you cover it in the blood, you cut and clear yourself in the blood. Every business you're going to take, you're going to do. You're going to say, I cover it in the blood, my getting through in the blood. Okay? I cut all crooked roads straight that come against me. And that's everything. When you're on the road, you're driving, because I see them, they're making us get into all kinds of accidents. And I do it every day. I'm not telling you to do anything at all that I don't know about and I don't use myself, and I know it works. Okay? You're on the road, you're driving your car, or you're in a vehicle. You're on the plane. Because I'm traveling, I'm on the plane. I'm not just going on that plane and sit down. I'm never ever forget that I'm in a war. I'm always in a war, okay? Now, I am praying in that plane. I'm covering it in the blood, and I'm binding up every force of darkness until I get off that plane. I never stop praying until I get off that plane. Least them crash it, okay? I know God is there, but God tell you you got to fight, okay? And that's what you got to do. Fighting is prayer. How do you pray? How do you fight? You fight with prayer, because I hear people say, let God do your fighting for you. God is doing your fighting for you. But God give you free will. God said man ought to pray. Prayer is warfare. Learning to, you hear people binding up. Binding up is you. When you use a word, it's all about words. That's how them create spells. They do words. Okay? In God, in deal with God, it's all words, is what you said. Your word is powerful. Now the scriptures. Okay? That's why you hear even Yahushua, when confronted by Satan, he's using the scriptures, because I'm using the scriptures to fight. Fasting and prayer break the yoke, because they put bondage on you. That means they make you cannot succeed. They make you, everything you do, fail. Those are bondages. They make you poor. Poverty is a spirit. Everything operates with a spirit. You get that, you understand it. You understand, you understand it, and you know why they're fighting you. Because you are God's creation. You are what God created. I don't take my word for it. Take even their word for it. They're doing their studies. I know we know that God don't call anyone who's not of his own bloodline, his own creation. If you are of the fallen angel bloodline and you're not a man, that's what they're trying to say, then God does not deal with you. Because God is not going to deal with anybody from the corrupt bloodline of the fallen angel, because the spirit that's in them. That's why, remember, the bloodline, but we're going to talk a little bit about, we talk about, there's two bloodlines on here, the fallen angel and what God created. Because the fallen angel come down, Genesis, you find that in Genesis, where they mate with man. Okay? They mate with man, and then they become giants in the land. That's their offspring. The thing is, today they are not giants. But the fallen angels set them up over you. Not that they care about them, because they don't. They only get them so that they can use them against the war against you. Because they cannot be God, okay? And they're all bad-minded. It's all about envy and jealousy, and that's a spirit of them. So what they will do, they will come against you and they'll fight you with all they got. So I hear them all the time, because like I said, you get power. You cannot live today is the last day. In fact, the moment you come out of your mother's womb, you should have had power. Okay? Because you've moved on from your parents. But the enemy get us doing all the evil stuff. Get us move us away from God, so God cannot operate through us, because we are fornicating, we are doing all that, we're doing all the crazy stuff because they're doing it through us. Everything is a spirit. Okay? Now, God said man ought to pray. Okay? So what prayer does, it give you a relationship with God himself. Because every time you have to go, you have to have a relationship with the Father in order to do it. Okay? Now, what I want to say to you is that you cannot listen to your own enemy. Because what I find happening is, even when I go to church, and I do go to church because God said go to the church. Okay? Now, even the church, the first thing them tell you, because remember the pastors in those pastors are not God-filled pastor. They don't even fast and pray. In order for you to obtain power, you have to fast and pray. I, for one, okay, like the Spirit of God came to me and said to me, I remember when I was in New York and I have to go up against Satan himself. Before I even start that fight, because I didn't know what I have to do to prepare myself. And they said, Dion, the Yahushua, the Son of God, at him fast and pray. What make you think you're not supposed to do it? That mean never tell me. Listen, watch the Bible. Read what he does. He live on fasting and prayer. Now, I remember thinking when I gotta go up, I have to go up against Satan himself. Okay, and this is not a joke. This is real. This is something that I didn't even believe in. But now I am seeing it. I'm faced with it. Okay, and I know. All right. So the spirit, I'm thinking now, why I have to deal with this entity and I can't even see it, okay? And the spirit, what is the entity want with me, okay? Why the entity going off on me? And I knew something a little bit weird from a long time ago anyway. But the spirit said, because you mean the end of it, okay? Whatever that means, because I am going up, all right? Every one of us is up against somebody in the spiritual world. You don't just come here to look good and to come and to know. You're here for to get back to God. Let's put it that way. God's salvation. Because we didn't listen and we find ourselves into the situation that we are in now. We're from Adam and Eve. We are their bloodline and we face the same situation that they face. Okay? And God loves us that much that he would give his son to die for us. Okay? God have to live by his own rule. Okay? God lived by holiness and righteousness. You're not going to get around it. You got to have to be holy and righteous to get back to God. And that's what Satan vowed to make sure that you go to hell with him. Okay? Now, God giving us all the help he can give us. We just have to ask. We just have to, because believe me, you can do nothing of yourself. When it comes to warfare, we're going to take a look from David, what David said. In Psalm 144, blessed be Yahweh my rock, who trains my hand for battle, my fingers for war. Okay? My arm to bend above bronze, my faithful love, my bastion, my citadel, my savior. I shelter behind in my shield. He makes the people submit to me. Now, the pastors who are telling you that you're not supposed to fight, they're not really working for you because that's the devil's spirit speaking through them to make sure them disarm you, that you cannot help yourself. Now, like I said, David, you read the Bible from the beginning to end, it's all about war. They fight a spiritual war. You see them constantly talking to God, reading. If you read a word of the Bible, that's them fighting. When I read the Bible, it comes alive. You can see all the forces of darkness that are operating. Okay? Because the more you fast and pray, and I for one make it a lifestyle, which means every month, for the first of the month until the 7th of the month, I fast and pray. I do not eat. Forget about food, I won't eat it. Okay? And I am constantly reading the Bible back and forth. I am constantly praying, okay? That's what I do. David tell you I pray at least 3 times a day. I go with that. At least 3 times a day. I try to put in at least 3 times a day. It must be more, but it can never be less. I make sure that I am putting it in. I get up in the morning. I am praying at 5:30. I'm up and praying, all right? Now, I drop my daughter off from school. I get back in my house. I'm going to pray again. That's 2 prayers already. Now, I try to make it now when I go out and come in, as soon as nobody's around and I get a quiet time, I am doing my Psalms. The Spirit going to say, go back and pray. Well, they have a way to tell you to go back and pray, and I am going to do it, okay? Because the more you pray, and the more stronger your power is going to get. The more you read those Psalms, the more power is going to come to you. It doesn't happen overnight, by the way, because it takes me at least 4 years to see all kinds of power moving, okay? Where I can see them, I know where they are, I can hear them, I can sense them. And remember, it's not even you, it's God's Spirit who now dwells in you, operate within you, okay? Now I tell you this. I'm not going to tell you that, okay, that if you're in a sinful lifestyle, God is not going to help you, because the enemy get you into that lifestyle. You need God to get you out. So do not be despair and say, God will not answer my prayer. You just got to pray God to get yourself out of it. And God will strengthen you, because the enemy will come up against you and keep you there. Okay? But I am telling you, you cannot do fornication. Okay? You got to be married. Okay? Okay? And that's what the enemy used to hold a lot of us in sin. You cannot do none of what God tell you not to do. Okay? That's the only way God, but remember, even if you make a mistake, God is gonna work with you, because he knows if you fall, you gotta get up and you gotta rise and you gotta try again. You keep trying. That's what it is. The more you read the Bible, and the matter of fact, the moment you see them coming up against you, start binding them up. The least you can do is bind them up. Everywhere you go into a building, you bind them up, because you don't know what the enemy set out for you. You cover yourself in the blood, your safety, your children in the blood. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the children as well. Okay? They go after the children with everything they got. Your children is not going to succeed without you doing some every prayer. Okay? Okay? Because the reason why black children not succeeding, because the enemy is blocking them, remember, the Spirit is in them. And the spirit is making them behave all kinds of ways. Some of them, they're making them turn gunman, drug dealers, this, that. But that's not your child doing that. Okay? That's a spirit doing that. So if you are not praying and staying up and praying over your children, they will not succeed. Okay? Now, if you're not under the body of God, you yourself cannot succeed. Okay? Now, like I'm saying to you, yeah, you gotta forgive first of all too. The next thing I said, enemy holding us too, because the enemy love to do things to man, and then they blame you for it, or they point finger at the person. It's never a person you're up against. It's always a spirit. They just operate through the person. The person don't even know what they're doing. Okay, because they operate. They don't know it's a feeling. They make you feel this way. They make you feel hate. They make you feel guilt. They make you feel fear. Fear is a spirit. Anger is a spirit. Hate is a spirit. Okay? Recidivism is a spirit. You go into prison back and forth. That's a spirit of prison. And that's, if you look, like I stick on the subject of the children, you got to make sure the children reading the word. Make sure they're praying. Okay? Make it a lifestyle. You are praying, your children are praying. Okay? You are living by example that your children can see. But like I said, we forgive each other because it's not the person who done that. And because God said so. The first thing you have to do is let it go. The spirit will come and try to make you hold that whatever it is that you're feeling. But you got to let it go, because you will not be forgiven unless you forgive. Okay? Because the same spirit that operating in you, in them, is also operating in you. Okay? And I don't care how much power you have, because I have more power. God has said, one spirit when I was fighting, said, who have so much power and don't use it? And that's the amount of power that I do have. But with all that power, the enemy still come up against I as well. It's just that they don't get to operate in full force. So I have to keep prayer. Some days them get to you have to just keep repeating those psalms to get over it. I'm driving on the street. They're trying to make you get into an accident. So every time I'm driving, and I'm telling you this, I am praying. I know the Psalms by heart. Anywhere I am, I can reach them. I don't have to go for a Bible to say it. And we all learned, at least I, back when I was in Jamaica and growing up as a kid, I learned all these Psalms. That's why they take prayer out of school. I know how important that was. I know every one of us know the 27 Psalms. We know the 91 Psalm. We know the Lord is my shepherd. So if even that you can say, reach for it, grab it. Okay? Now, I am going to go back. And by the way, fill your children with spirit. Fill them with the spirit of eagerness to learn, love of learning. I'm going to give you a prayer, and I'm going to show you how I do it when I'm doing prayer, and I do it on a daily basis. How do I fight the Illuminatis and the secret society? How do I fight the witch, the wizard, the sorcerer, magician? And it's what you say. Okay, you have power. That's the rest is history. Like I said, God give you power over the enemy. Yahushua died, and him said when him leaving back to the Father, him said, and if I don't leave, the Comforter will not come. But I will not leave you comfortless. But I will send him to you. Okay? And I give you a charge. I give you power over the enemy to tread upon the lion and the cobra and what evil foes of darkness. All right? So if you don't need to fight, why would he have given hand and power to you? Okay? You see what I mean? They don't want you to fight, because then them can keep you into poverty. Then them can put your children into prison. Or the prison is full upon us. We come out of slavery, but did we really get out of slavery? You see what I mean? Because them find a way to put us back there. Okay? And they're lording over us. And they're not even people. If you're not of God bloodline, you're not a person. Okay? The funny thing is, like I said, projection. They're always projecting on somebody else what them feel about themselves. Okay? The fallen angel bloodline is the ones who are running over us. By the way, if you look in the Caribbean, and that's all over the earth, anybody's doing like a country who's running by a president, they're always going up against you to get you to remember. The people that who's in power, Them look like a person, but are they a person? And they might just be the fallen angel, because the fallen angel, and we know they're operating there. No man is operating those governments. The fallen angel can turn into a flesh and blood person. That's how they mate with man. Okay? Some people say, okay, spirit can't have children. Because you're foolish. You read the Bible. The Bible tells you that be careful how you entertain stranger, because you might just be entertaining angel, because they're showing you that the angel can look like you and I. Okay? They can put on a physical form and look like anybody. Okay? They can do that. Don't limit God. God operation is vast. 1/3 of them come down here, and believe me, I'm dealing with them for a long time. And that's not no little bit of them. It's a lot of them. Okay? It's a whole mass of them. So, and that's just a little bit of them that turn against God. So you know God thing is huge. Man is a speck into the realm of God stuff. Okay? They can turn into a person looking like you and I. So don't be fooled. Okay? If you see them doing like cloning of people and all, that's their work right there. But the Bible told you the last day, it's gonna be like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what them trying to turn the place into. Now, they can do it if you sit there and do nothing, and they're gonna put you into those FEMA camps that they make for you. And the black people, you are the first one they're gonna put in there, because they really don't like you. But I, for one, not sitting down and do nothing, because God put me here to fight. Okay? Now, like him said, Dion, look, one time I was telling people at the bus about their one world government, that they're forming, they're not forming, they have it up and ready to go. They're operating now anyway. They just want to put the last rubber stamp on it. Okay? Right? And like I said, all kinds of powers of darkness was coming against me, okay? And everybody said, yeah, and then I might say, yeah, but they'll put you, we know that. But guess what? They will do this and they will do that to you. They do you know what I mean? But God said, open the Bible, and he said, listen to me. You are the watchman. Okay? If you don't want the people, then I require their blood on your shoulder. But if you want the people, then I do not require it on your shoulder. Let the blood be on their own shoulder. So that's what I'm doing. And of course, I love you because you are my people. I love anybody what God create. Okay? There's only fallen angel I do not like. Okay? I hate them. They hate me, I hate them too. They love to tell you they hate you. Back at you. Okay? Now let's take a look at it. They set a bloodline up over us, putting us in prison. Prison is a spirit you pull down. How do you get them off of you? And how do you deliver yourself? Because forget about going to somebody to deliver you. Nobody can deliver you but God himself. And most of these people don't know nothing spiritual. And you're going to have to do it yourself. You're going to have God's spirit living in you. That they don't make you become, they don't impress you, in other words, and kill you and make your marriage destroy and make your children destroy. And that's what they're doing with all black people. If you look even, how can it be that the bloodline of the fallen angel is behaving and you are acting like animals? So I mean, so they flip the switch on us. That's what they do. Because all they have to do, because God told them, look at the giants. When them here, they're not no longer looking by giant anyway. They're looking like you and I now, stature like you and I. Okay? Because they're watered down. All that watered down, they look like you and I, and it's a fact. But they're in the position of power now. They're all in the position of power. Don't believe that them could have come and rampage over you without the spirit. The spirit is what operated, because you cannot see them. All them have to do is manipulate your mind. They get you to do anything they want you to do. Okay? They do that. They control you by doing that. They don't need to round you up. All them have to do is when they're ready to round up, you just walk in there like a lamb to the slaughter, because you don't have God power on you. Okay? Okay? They don't even need the army. Okay? Because they have so much spirit, because every time their bloodline dies, they become demons. And they control the demons. Okay, but that being said, I'm happy when it's spirit because guess what? You don't have to physical fight anybody. That's what God told you. God said, your fight is not with flesh and blood. I don't care what the person say to you. It's not a person you're dealing with. It's a spirit. Okay? Your fight is with the principalities and the powers of darkness and spiritual wickedness in high places. All of these people that run this big business are devil worshippers. The fallen angel take over the place and they control it like that. But remember, God is still the God and God alone. He is working for you. You just have to call on him. It's that easy. Okay, I know because I deal with it every day. No matter what this problem is, God is going to see you through it because you are its people and he love you. God has said, I have never scorned my captive people. He will never scorn you. Okay, he loves you. Okay, God love don't just turn on and off. God love is forever. He love you forever. Okay, what the entity do is like black people. They take over your identity and switch it and say you are them. Okay, the whole history of the earth they white it out. Everything done by them, never by you, and you are here before them. Black people is the first one on here because you are what God create. And I'm not being racist when I said that. Okay, it's a fact. Okay, and if you look at the history and read the Bible, then you would see the only reason why your mind is twisted is because you have the enemy teaching you. The enemy is teaching you. Okay, when you go to the churches, who's teaching it there? Like I said, I go to the churches, all right, but I go there to worship God. I go there to give God my praise. I don't go there to listen to them. Okay, I listen to some of what they're saying, but